Hi, this is RJ Williams Jr., aka The Pitchman. You can find me on my website at thepitchman.us, and there's a link to my blog on there. There's also a video series. You can watch other videos like this. I'm going to tell you about eye contact, eye banter. This is a huge part of communication that means a lot more than words. It's not what you say, but what you do, right? Or it's reading between the lines. We all know this. Someone can be saying no, but they're nodding yes. They're telling you yes, but you know it's no. You know as soon as they're gone, they're not going to call you. They're not going to buy it or whatever they said they were going to do. You can tell by their energy, whether it was awkward or get away from me. I'm just telling you what I need to say so you'll get away from me because you're a really high pressure salesperson. You don't want to be that person that's being patronized. Okay, so this is called social intelligence. You want to make sure that you don't maintain eye contact too long because people are only comfortable with 3 seconds of eye contact. After that, it's either inappropriate, you know the person, or you're on drugs, or you're messed up somehow. If someone is maintaining eye contact with you for more than 3 seconds and they're a stranger or a salesperson, then it's awkward. That's just a psychological fact. People are not comfortable unless they're familiar with you with more than 3 seconds. But if you don't give them at least a second, a long second, with something that you're saying to them, they don't feel included. So it's a fine line, it's a balance. Everyone in your crowd needs eye contact, and they need it 3 times throughout your demonstration. Even if you just sweep the room, you need to stop on everyone's eyes and say a word or a sentence. And sentences only take a second. You could say a whole sentence in 1 second. So in 60 seconds, you probably have said close to 40 sentences, and there's probably only 10 or 15 people in your crowd, so you can look at everyone in 1 minute, probably about 3 times for a second. And that's what you do. You bounce from person to person every time you make a statement, or a question, or a gesture. You switch your eyes to different people. Or maybe you crack a joke, and you're looking right at them. Never look at the wall, never look behind them. That's weak. Don't be scared. If you're not a salesman, then go to the back office and crunch some numbers. If you're going to be in there, be in there. Get in that ring and confront people. Enjoy them. Be part of this interaction. Don't be a robot. Don't be up there going through the motions. They can tell that you're faking if your intonation doesn't match your face. So when you're going around, you want to make sure that you connect with every person in your crowd a few times. This is almost like a video game where you have to keep everyone in and everyone's at their own rate. So before that person leaves, you got to make eye contact with them again to get them back in. And if they start walking away, "Oh, sir, I'm just about done. Don't leave now. This is the best part." Or make a joke or something to keep them all in there. You want to keep them in there until you drop the close. So you can see people's levels of interest while you're talking to the crowd. If your pitch is muscle memory and you know your product, you can start analyzing people's eyes. In their periphery, you can tell if grandma's inching away back there. Don't let her get away. Bring her back in with a joke. Single her out. Whatever you've got to do, control your situation with eye contact. But don't be too aggressive. If you have one person in front of you, this is a carnal mistake. Don't look her in the eyes the whole time, or him, just because they're the only person in front of you. That's when you want some kind of busy work. Whether you're shuffling papers, whether you're doing some menial task, stacking boxes, sweeping up, whatever you're doing, be busy like a bartender. That keeps people from getting anxiety, like you're putting on a show just for them and it's high pressure and they have to buy because you just did this demonstration. Make it something that's really repetitive and not a big deal for you. Downplay it. But do your demonstration. Oh, I'll just do the quick version here. I'll show you real quick. Make it no big deal. Or, oh, I do this all the time. It's not a big deal. I'll show you real quick. And that way they don't think that you're putting in too much effort. Then they feel obligated. So they'll always say no if you ask them, "Hey, would you like to see a demonstration?" And you're really kind of robotic, or you're like, "Okay, great. Once how long is this thing going to be? And I'm going to get roped in." You think that, but you use it. That doesn't make sense. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and say to yourself, if I was there, what would I be comfortable with? So you want to basically talk like they do. You don't want to be this professional, corporate, perfectly spoken all the time. Everything is just too perfect, because that's not real. They want someone that's like them. The more you are like them, the more they are going to identify with you, the faster they will trust you. So whatever your demography is, dress like they do, and then add one step above. So if you're at a farmer's bureau and you're going to do a show there, everybody might have overalls on because you're in the middle of the boondocks. So maybe you put a nicer pair of jeans on and a flannel shirt that's buttoned down, untucked, or tucked in, whatever it happens to be, just one step above your crowd, so they can say, okay, he's professional, he's working, but you're not foreign to them. Don't wear a suit to a place where there's a dirt floor. You look out of place, you look stupid. That's not a hook, that's just, it doesn't go. It's not congruent with your crowd. So you want to make them feel at home. You want them to be able to identify with you and see a little bit of themselves in you. That brings me to my next point. Mirroring. Now, this can't be super obvious. When you're talking to someone in a sales capacity, and this applies more to a longer sales process, but you want to mirror their level of, not necessarily their level of energy, but their style of energy. If you're in the South and people are going really slow, you don't want to be up there talking really fast like this, because that's going to annoy them and they're not used to that, and that's totally foreign, and it might put on a good show and they might stay for it, and then they might watch, but they'll leave because they don't trust you because you're not like them. So you want to relax. Talk like they do. Take your time. Adapt to your surroundings. Be a chameleon. Be what they need for that 2 minutes. That is sales. That is you working hard. That's not lying, and that's not deceptive. What it is it's you doing something for them. You are facilitating their comfort so you can communicate this to them without all their guards being up. You're taking down those guards, you're knocking down those uncomfortable sales walls, and you are just talking to them one-on-one, comfortable in yourself, a few seconds of eye contact, have other things to look at, touch, do, what have you. By the time you've dropped the clothes on them and said, oh, and did you want to do cash or card? They had no idea. They just enjoyed the little conversation that we had. So this has been eye contact, eye banter, and social intelligence. This is RJ Williams Jr., aka the Pitchman. Thanks for tuning in.